The man took out the glue he had made himself the day before and carefully brushed it onto the remaining parts of the damaged opening. He then used the prepared materials to fill in the gaps one by one, finally sealing the breach completely airtight. But the emergency repair wasn't over yet. Jack turned back to the cabin and thoroughly cleaned every corner, inside and out, waiting until the glue on the hull had fully hardened before the rescue operation could truly come to an end. Only then did Jack finally let out a long sigh of relief. Before he knew it, mealtime arrived, and on a sudden whim, he decided to set up the stove and cook himself a hot meal, properly rewarding himself for surviving the ordeal. Just as he was about to start cooking, he noticed that rainwater was seeping drop by drop through the deck seams that were supposed to be completely sealed. Jack cursed under his breath and rushed up onto the deck to check, only to be stunned by the sight before him. The once calm sea was now shrouded in dark clouds, and a violent storm was clearly gathering strength. He hurried back into the cabin, pulled out a raincoat and slipped it on, then climbed back onto the deck, hoping to secure the canvas and prevent the yacht from being carried away by the raging winds. But the moment he reached out, a gust of wind as fierce as a towering wave came howling in, slamming him flat onto the deck. Jack struggled to his feet, still trying to push on, when the surging waves struck again, violently sweeping him into the sea. At the critical moment, he fought with every ounce of strength he had, taking a long while before finally resurfacing and painfully climbing back onto the yacht. Staggering into the cabin, he tried to rest briefly and recover his strength, but the merciless storm gave Jack no chance to catch his breath. Before long, the vessel began to rock violently, and the utterly exhausted man was battered until his head spun. Jack forced himself upright, bracing against a cabinet to steady his body, when the yacht suddenly lurched sharply to one side. Losing his balance, he slammed headfirst into a support pillar and instantly lost consciousness. No one knew how much time had passed before Jack finally woke from his blackout, only to discover in despair that the freshly repaired hull had split open once again. Icy seawater was once more pouring madly into the cabin. He looked helplessly around, realizing that the massive volume of water was about to swallow the entire yacht, and that with only himself, there was simply no way to turn the situation around. Left with no other choice, Jack temporarily abandoned the yacht and took refuge in the life raft, planning to think of another solution once the storm had passed. After a long night, the storm finally subsided. Jack nervously lifted the curtain of the life raft to check, and, seeing that the yacht was still floating on the sea, couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. As long as the boat hadn't sunk, he thought, there was still hope to salvage it slowly. However, the moment Jack climbed back onto the yacht and pushed open the cabin door, the scene before him sent all his expectations crashing into despair.